In our last video, I showed you how to generate and log traces into RagMetrics. In this video, let's take a look at how you would review those traces once they come in. And there's a couple of ways to review traces. One is with human beings and the other is automatically, and we'll show you both. The first step is going to be to generate an API key from RagMetrics. So we're going to log in, go to the keys page, and generate the key right here. Here it is. Next, we're going to copy this key and paste it into our code so that we can log in through the API. This code, it's pretty simple. We're going to install the RagMetrics client, the latest version, as well as the Hugging Face datasets library. Let's give this a minute. Okay, the installation is done. Next, we're going to import the RagMetrics package and create a stub client so that we can log traces as they come in without an LLM. Now, when we issue the monitor call, we're going to attach some metadata to every trace so that we can later filter these traces out in a queue. That's coming up. Okay, let's download the dataset. Here is how to eval, and we basically have 4 columns here. The first is knowledge or some background information necessary to answer the question, which is the second column. Then we have a right answer and we have a hallucinated answer. Let's come back to our code. So here we are taking this data set, we'll take the top 2 rows, and now we're going to log our traces. Here we go. Okay, now we can flip to RagMetrics and see these traces. And here they are. Here's the input, here's the output. We have the expected output, we have the hallucinated output. And here we have our metadata. This will become important in a minute. Let's flip back to our code. Now we're going to create a review queue. A review queue is a way to filter traces so that you can apply criteria to them. We filter them through a search condition. The search condition is the same task name that we've set up top, which is how to eval. We can create the criteria either using code or GUI. We would go to the Reviews tab and create the queue right here. All of these settings are also available in the code. So we basically have the task name, the search condition, and a list of criteria that we would like to apply to all the traces that fit that search condition. We'll have a judge model. In this case, we'll use O3 Mini, and we'll make this criteria retroactive. What that means is that it'll not only apply to new traces, but also existing traces that already match it. Now, as soon as we create this criteria, you could see that it returns very quickly, but RagMetrics in the background is going to apply this criteria to all of our existing traces. So if we take a look at it now, here is our review queue, and here are the 2 that we just created. You'll notice that the criteria have already been applied, so it's been quick. Accuracy compares the answer against the correct answer. So it requires a correct answer. It's on a scale of 1 to 5. So here we have some question and some knowledge to use to answer it. And the hallucinated answer is that the hotel company is in Mumbai. And here we have the accuracy measure says, basically, it incorrectly states Mumbai, should have said Delhi, so you get a 3 out of 5, at least you listed a city. Now, the second criteria that we requested is the hallucination detector. The hallucination detector identifies inconsistencies between the input and the output. Our input includes the question and the knowledge, and our output includes the hallucinated output. When we click on the potential defect, it highlights a segment of the input and the output, and it points out the inconsistency. The hallucination detector does not require any reference answer. The second difference is that the hallucination detector can detect potentially multiple defects. In this case, we have just one, but there could be many, depending on how complex the input and the output are. Here are 2 different metrics, and they serve really different uses. Suppose we want to take this one step further and add human reviews. We will call on our domain expert on the Oberoi family in India, and they can actually review this hallucination detector. And first of all, they can review the overall trace. And the overall trace says the Oberoi family's hotel company is based in Mumbai, and we could say that's incorrect, actually based in Delhi. So let's spell actually correctly. Okay, let's save this. Very good. Now we can review the LLM scores that we got from accuracy and from the hallucination detector. So if we change this pull-down menu to see accuracy, do you agree with the accuracy score? If this is 3 out of 5, we might say no, should be 1 out of 5, wrong city. We'll save that. And now we have the human score right next to the accuracy score. Over time, we can actually use these scores to improve the quality of the LLM judge. And we can do the same thing with the hallucination detector. Do you agree with the hallucination detector? Yes. Wrong city. Excellent. We'll save that. Okay, and now we have the feedback from humans on the hallucination detector as well as on the accuracy. We can also create some labeled data from this example. Just hit expected output and change the city from Mumbai to Delhi, and then save that to a data set. Now in that data set, we're going to have the input and the correct output. And over time, we can use that labeled data set to also improve the quality of our overall application. You can use RagMetrics to evaluate traces automatically and with people, and you can set up a two-way feedback loop so that LLM judges learn from your domain experts and vice versa. Thank you.